All right, so David Webb, we were just educated on the facts by William, and the additional facts we saw unfold before our very eyes, which was protesters shooting and attacking federal law enforcement agents.
Well, one, they're not protesters. They're highly organized activists that, whether they're notified by local organizations, whether it's by app or social media, these are set up like a quick response force in different areas. You saw this in MacArthur Park with that. You see this going on. And now you have the complicity and, in fact, the tacit approval of Democrat politicians, whether it's a congressman, the Oxnard mayor, or others who show up to be a part of this. Because this is now the policy of the Democrat Party, which, by the way, they claim to be in favor of protecting children. The very same people who believe in mutilating children biologically, chemically, and otherwise. But yet, and this is something that really irritates, and frankly, it angers me. I've been working with the Young Marines Youth Organization for about 30 years now. We have the #1 drug demand reduction program in the nation, a model for kids 8 to 18 to live a healthy, drug-free lifestyle. And when you sit and you look at this and the work we do as an organization and that we do at the National Foundation level, this is what we're against. Putting children in a dangerous environment where drugs affect them, it affects their development, it affects their growth. It opens that gateway to other things, not just marijuana. So this is beyond the pale.
Yeah. And Tommy, I was struck by the comments there by protesters. So we're just out here to protect our people. Well, who's protecting the American citizens from those that have been convicted and charged with terrible crimes that we are trying to get out of this country? And the concept of fascism rearing its ugly head is so shocking when this is just enforcement of federal laws, light enforcement per William, right? It was stronger under Obama, but I'm not quite sure why the protection isn't for those innocent victims in these communities.
And not even just the innocent victims in the communities who are legal immigrants or American citizens. Let's just talk about, to your point, David, the children who are apparently being exploited working on a weed farm. Were these children trafficked into this country by coyotes and smugglers? Were these some of the 300,000 that are unaccounted for that the Trump administration, by the way, is working hard to identify and to bring home? We don't know. We need to know. But when you talk about protecting people, how about the people who are being exploited working for serf class labor wages on these marijuana farms and elsewhere? You're protecting these corporations who are hiring illegal alien labor and also suppressing the wages of Americans and legal immigrants. But beyond that, this is where the Democrat Party is now. They are for those who break the law, not for those who enforce it. The men and women who are doing their job. Tom Homan has said it so many times, but it's worth repeating. Congress makes these laws. These men and women are out simply enforcing them and doing their job. And these are the ones that you're targeting. These are the ones you're demonizing, calling the Gestapo, the secret police. They will not stop until we have an ICE or federal agent who is seriously injured or murdered. I hope that they would stop then, but I'm not even sure that that's enough.
Yeah. Jillian, this is taking place just north of where you live in LA. Describe the landscape for us and what the community feels about this, other than what we saw here.
Well, to be honest, I no longer live in California for reasons like this. But with that said, I have obviously a lot of friends and family left in California. And I came home last night to a series of text messages with a post from Gavin Newsom positioning this as though these innocent protesters were tear gassed and attacked for no reason on a vegetable farm. No mention of the fact that it was marijuana. Kids were ripped away from their parents. No mention of the fact that there were undocumented, unaccompanied minors there who question, were they trafficked? I was asking the same exact question that Tommy was. And it's the way they're utilizing this to spin it as a tool in the next election. And they're completely denying the facts of what's going on here. It's alarming, to say the least.
And can I ask a quick follow-up? So were those texts that you were getting from your friends and family in California saying this is absurd?
Can you believe what a monster Trump and ICE, can you believe
they were agreeing with it?
They bought it. So when they saw the post from Newsom and they're seeing children running through tear gas on a vegetable farm, and this guy's like, did you lose your mom? And of course, it turns out that these people were attacking federal agents, so they retaliated accordingly, and the children there were undocumented and unaccompanied working at a weed farm. But none of those facts were put forward by the left. Quite the opposite.
Right, and these are allegations if they were actually employed there. The reality is it's Newsom's California any way you look at it, because it's the way that he spins it, but it's also the reality under which he governs.
Look, it's Newsom's legacy media, too. I mean, they're complicit in this.
Oh, completely.
We did a deeper dive on this last hour, so I won't reiterate everything that we looked at, but I will just say this one fine point. When you have an echo chamber across legacy networks, not just liberal on cable, but the ones that don't spell anything, the alphabet soup networks, ABC, CBS, NBC. When you have them framing the nomenclature of what we're looking at, they don't call it a riot. They don't call it attacks on feds. They call it things like an action. What the heck is that? An action? I mean, no, it is assault. And you know what the federal government says about it? Interfering with law enforcement officers is illegal and can result in various charges ranging from misdemeanors to felonies, depending on the nature and the severity of the interference. It is not just about physical obstruction. Providing false information or refusing to cooperate with authorities can also be considered obstruction. I think it's pretty clear. So, you know, we will see the switch flip. But Senator Tim Scott told me last hour, his concern is that what happens when some of our guys are hurt, the feds? Do they fight back? And what I pray for is that they continue the restraint that they've used so far, and that we clamp down using the real lawfare against the real criminals and go after them during and after the fact. If you're helping people stop the feds, you're going down legally too.
I know we've got to run, but we cannot ignore what has also recently happened. El Dorado, Texas, an organized ambush. They didn't mostly peacefully shoot an agent in the neck. Think about this. They are already at that point. That agent is not dead by the grace of God.
Amen.
Or that would be the first death. Tom Homan's right. There will be this type of outcome.
Yeah. Ann McAllen.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.